Hello, and welcome back to Monifactory. Last time we did a whole lot of chemistry, a lot of which was down here working on biodiesel. So now all of our 8 combustion generators are totally filled and producing up to 8 amps of HV power at any given time, which is good for HV, I imagine. We have quite the backlog of glycerol. I think this is useful at some point, but I don't know when. We also did the processing of salt water into chlorine and Deepslate into fluorine for the purposes of making polytetrafluoroethylene right there. Between episodes, I've been, busy. You see, I had a bit of a docket ready, and I got a little overzealous because I wasn't in a recording state of mind, really. Yeah, I was in one of those states where I'm just kind of like pacing around everywhere. So we have a clean room. It's empty, but we have it. For those unaware, a clean room is a clean room. Would you believe it? It's this quest right here. It's a pretty big one, so it's kind of an important one. It's basically just a big multi-block room, and used for making specific things that need to be clean and decontaminated. It needs a small amount of power to run, and can only have things pass through using specific blocks. We can pass through items and fluids through pass-through hatches, but we don't need to do that. We can pass through energy with Gregtech holes, but we don't need to do that. And we can pass through our AE network through Gregtech holes, which is the only thing we are doing. And we can pass through doors, and it actually stays clean even if we leave the door open like this, which is weird, but, I won't complain. For the most part, it's for making things like circuits, which we will get to very shortly, but there's also a few things later down the line like fusion casings and other things. The clean room takes some time to clean itself. It uses a very small amount of power, about an amp of LV, and it slowly cleans itself over time until it reaches perfect cleanliness. And this is a totally clean room. So we'll be using these ME glass cables to basically just run into machines and make converters and the like. Everything with P2Ps and pattern providers and all that good stuff. Anyway, talking about the actual docket today, there was the clean room. The next thing we need for circuits, which is, this one right here, is iron 3 chloride. This is used to turn plastic circuit boards into printed circuit boards along with a little bit of copper. And the iron 3 chloride is actually quite easy for us. We have a huge quantity of hydrochloric acid from the PTFE setup, so we get quite a lot of this. It's just 1 iron dust per bucket, and it's 1/4 of a bucket per circuit board. So 1 iron gets us 4 circuit boards, which is not bad. The plastic circuit boards themselves seem pretty easy. We have sulfuric acid, and we have PTFE, and we have copper foil. I set up a lot more auto-crafting machines over in the auto-crafting area, so I think we can just auto-craft this. But I want to get the iron 3 chloride first. So naturally, I've set up half the setup already. Really, the only thing I believe I need to do is just, plug it in. Oh, and shut it up, naturally. And turn into circuit 1. So we're piggybacking off of this interface back here to request iron, which is put into this macerator here to turn it into dust. We take the dust and hydrochloric acidify it, and we get the iron 3 chloride, which we want to put into this one right here. So I want to undo this, put that in, lock it, good. And then we just need to add these to the network. And now we should have iron 3 chloride. And we do, wonderful. Well, that was easy. Okay, next up is the plastic circuit boards. I think we can just make a recipe for this. We're going to be using the PTFE sheets because they give us 4 circuit boards per sheet, and we have PTFE, naturally. We do need a recipe for this, but I set up some fluid solidifiers over in the auto-crafting area, like I mentioned a little bit ago. And while we're here, we should probably set up a pattern for this one, too. So let's say I want to make, I don't know, 32 circuit boards? Can I do that? Sulfuric acid. Really? Did I not set a drawer for that? Did I not apply that to the polyethylene setup? No, I did. We're just out because I haven't put more sulfur in here. I suppose that makes sense. Oops. Oh, actually, I have a lot of diluted sulfuric acid I should be using. Well, we also have a lot of normal sulfuric acid right here still, so we'll just swap these drawers around. How about that? And we'll start distilling this stuff too. We should probably get the proper sulfuric acid set up soon, but we'll do that in a little bit. I have plans, you see. You see, one of the things I hate most about multi-blocks is making them. So ideally, I can request almost all of a full LCR. I just need a recipe for the large fluid pipes and liquid tin alloy. The liquid tin alloy I don't think will be too much of a problem. I really just need like an extractor, an alloy smelter, and somewhere to hold fluid for 10 seconds in like an internal buffer. And this I think is just another extruder recipe. We could use a fluid solidifier, but I don't think that's a good idea. The reason is because we only really fluid solidify ingots and plates for the most part. We could fluid solidify pipes, but we also extrude pipes, so I don't really see a need to do that. So we probably should just get another extruder, but in the meantime, you know, I'll just like make these 2 large pipes every so often, but we'll also do that once we have tin alloy. This is something we worry about later. Don't worry about this right now. I want those circuit boards. Can I make a fill stack of them now? I can! Wow! And a very small amount of sulfuric acid at that. And about only half the iron 3 chloride. It is putting a bit of a dent in the hydrochloric acid, but I think that's okay. Once we have some more Deepslate, we'll be able to make a lot more of this stuff because we'll be making a lot more PTFE. It's a balancing act between things. But it will sort itself out before long, I hope. Oh yeah, the circuit boards are already doing pretty good. We just need to... It looks like the only real bottleneck is actually the copper foil, which makes sense. It does take a while for several hundred pieces of copper foil. Do I need a previous quest for this? Nope, I just need the circuit board. Wonderful. Well, while we're doing that, I suppose we should look at the other circuit components, namely SMD capacitors and SMD inductors. Let's see how far we can get by just encoding auto-crafting recipes. This one I know is going to be a problem, however. Okay, so while I'm crafting up SMD components and more circuit boards, and by crafting SMD components, I mean I'm not doing that, I'm missing recipes, don't worry about that. We should probably get the clean room started. So we're going to begin with an energy P2P here, which I think I now understand how this works. We have bind to input, so we can bind to this input, and now this becomes an output for FE, wonderful. Unfortunately I lost the cool frequency that was B4SE or whatever it was. We now have 18 FD. I don't know what that means, you can make up a meaning for yourself. That's what I like to do frequently. Maybe it's like 18 final destinations. I don't know what that would entail, but you can figure out your own meaning for that. We'll hook up an energy converter here. I probably should have grabbed cables, but oops. I don't think these machines will be MB for very long, so I'm just going to use a pretty, you know, rudimentary setup here. Just go here, and here, attach. We'll plug this in a little dirtily, but that's okay. You know, spaghetti in a clean room's okay. Where else would you want to eat spaghetti? Off a dirty plate? And we'll just set this up to import and extract from the top side. So allegedly this should make circuits, I hope. So if we want to make some of these, let's see what that tells us we can't do. I suppose that's a good place to start as any. Probably find copper wires a good start, so I should probably get another wire mill going. I suppose it's probably finally time we take all of these chips out. It seems like we have a lot of RAM, but not a whole lot of ICs. Which it seems like we don't actually need anymore, so that's fine. What about RAM? Do we need these still? Probably forever. That makes sense. You can never have too much RAM, especially not Google Chrome. That's a cool internet joke for you internet heads. I'm sure nobody in this crowd gets that. No one here is familiar with that kind of thing. Why did I come down here? It goes in the system. I need wireless terminals already. Yeah, it looks like the only chips we're missing from making these circuits is CPU ones, which needs a diamond lens. And we do have diamond lenses. We'll just let that go for a while. I'm sure that's for the best. And this should automatically export into here and cut these up when they're ready. So that'll be cool. We'll come back to that once we're ready for all the other things that we're also coming back to. Such as this wire mill. This is definitely going to get out of hand very quickly, I imagine, this whole array. I don't know when it's going to have a problem, but when it does, I'm sure I'll look back on it and be like, I knew there was going to be a problem there. HV, wire mill, C3. And enable input from output side. You know what, actually, instead of making an extractor for this liquid tin, I should probably just set up something for soldering alloy. So soldering alloy is an alloy of tin, lead, and antimony, of which we have all of these. The problem is I think we have to do a mixer with it, yes. And then we can, we can just melt the dust straight up. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, so we need to make a whole bunch of this real quick, which is fine. I think we have all of this. Do we have antimony still? Oh, yes, we do. Okay, great. Okay, so while we're doing that, because I'm really just going to batch craft a little bit of the soldering alloy for the time being, I don't think we need like a lot of it immediately. I just kind of want to get circuits. We need PVC. I really hoped we could skip this, but alas, we cannot. The SMD capacitors use either PVC, or you can get a way worse ratio with silicone rubber, and silicone rubber is not something I feel like looking into right now. This needs polydimethylsiloxane. I think that's how you pronounce that. I felt pretty good about that. And this is methane, chlorine, and water with some silicon, which is not bad, but we want like an LCR for this because you can't really do it in an... Oh my gosh, you can? I want a passive way for methane first. and then we'll worry about this. But this is probably something we'll do soon, and even then I'm still not sure if I want to do it for this, because it gives us less yield. Like, how hard can PVC be? Let's see, it's ethylene and chlorine, and I think I accidentally picked up some ethylene earlier. Yeah, we have like 12 buckets of ethylene that I just picked up on accident. So I guess I'll just go chemical react this and make some, what was it, PVC, no, VC and then PVC. Yes, we need vinyl chloride and oxygen, and the vinyl chloride is just ethylene and chlorine. Similar to polyethylene, but different. Alright, that should get us started for a little while. Let's make some more patterns. Something that I'm sure will not come to bite me in the butt, ever! Now, can I make a shiny new circuit? Nope, still missing that CPU chips and those that soldering alloy. That's right. And here's a good start to our soldering alloy. Dump it in the ever iconic temporary setup. Now, can I make, say, a stack of circuits? Oh, right, I'm using, yes, okay. Fixable. Aha! Look at that! It'll just take probably like forever, but that's okay, I'm not doing it. Oh, what? It's already on the circuits part. Holy, what? Really? Wow, okay. Cool. And it does not need that many circuit boards at all to make a stack of circuits. Wowee. What a time to be in. I guess let's code the other processors, such as the microprocessors, the microprocessor assemblies, and probably not yet attainable, the microprocessor supercomputer. Oh, we should probably also claim a few quests. Problem? I need tantalum foil, and guess who is out of tantalum? Where do I get this stuff again? I can get it from tantalite in the nether or the overworld. Oh, okay, that's not too bad then. I just gotta go find some. Did I really not realize that I just had some of these left over? You know what? It's fine. I needed more tantalum anyways. Well, let's claim a stack of our new shiny Tier 3 LV circuits. The third and final. Cool. Let's try and get some more of these. So how's about a stack of MVs? I need a singular piece of tantalum. Well, that's okay, or is just processing. Sigh. There we are. Get that going. I wonder how long it's gonna take. Honestly, wow, it's already working on the circuits. Most of this is really just the circuit time. I mean, that seems to be the main bottleneck, which is fine, because that's the thing that matters most. I guess, I guess because we need 2 sets of things for the fine wires. That's okay. Yeah, I mean, it's fast enough. Cool, great, I love auto-crafting circuits, yippee. There's the MVs. How about a stack of HPs? More red alloy, but otherwise, I think we're fine. Could definitely use some more soldering alloy, though. Ooh, a stack of HV circuits. Wow. Alright, so for the EV circuits, I think the only thing we're actually missing is the vibrant alloy bolts. I mean, let's find out. I know I could probably make 32. Can I make a stack? Yes, almost. I just need to finish letting the soldering alloy stuff go through. I've only got the one macerator, so it's taking its merry time on that. And what was that, 1,000 vibrant alloy bolts? Thankfully, I had a lot of extra vibrant alloy. Let's make some bolts, I guess. Well, I went and kicked off the craft for a stack of MV circuits, which will be used to make a stack of HV circuits, which will be used to make the other half of that stack of EV circuits. I'm gonna go eat food. I'm like really hungry, and this will probably take 20 minutes, and that will probably take 20 minutes, so I'll be back. Hey, I have returned, and a bit more satiated than I was before. Can I take my stack of EVs now? No, because there are no crafting CPUs available. Is it an issue of size of craft? It might be issue of size of craft. That's probably what I'm thinking. Let's make the stack of HVs, or the second stack of HVs rather. And then after this is all through, we'll start on the full stack of EVs. Ooh, exciting. Yeah, it looks like pre-crafting all the heavy ingredients like the circuit boards. These take forever. I think this is the real one. In our humble chemical reactor, it takes 7.5 seconds per board. But we do have access to something better now. Much better. And it makes me think I should probably swap out our on-demand chemical reactor with an LCR, because oh my goodness, 7.5 seconds to 1.8 seconds is a lot of time. 2 stacks of those printed circuit boards took 20 minutes, according to AE2 at least. So if we can cut that down by 4, that's 5 minutes for a stack of EV circuits, roughly. At least the circuit boards for a stack of EV circuits, roughly, allegedly. And a stack of EV circuits is, that's pretty good. I usually only make a stack of circuits when I enter a new age, and, this took longer for HV, I think. And I was certainly a lot less happy doing it, because I didn't, probably because I wasn't allowed to go make taquitos. Alright, here goes. 1 stack of EV circuits. Let it rip. Oh, here it comes. Gimme, 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 gimme. Yoink. Well, it's not technically EV age yet, but it's pretty close. I'm gonna grab another one of these real quick. Oh, never mind. System got it first. Well, in either circumstance, as is typical with any new set of circuits, the first thing we're doing is making a new circuit assembler. Ooh, I just realized that this is... Let's snap this for a second. Let's just let this run, and then I'll swap this out. We'll just swap this here, and this, of course. Oh, and look at it go now. That's allegedly twice the speed. Alright, and with EV circuits, we have a few new options now. For one, we could go make a vacuum freezer. This feels pretty important. If we look to our next chapter in scaling up, we can do a number of things here. For one, actually, can we make IV circuits right now? Yes? Yes. Wow, really? We can't do a whole lot with IV circuits, but there's a couple things we could do. But I think the main things we should look at right now are the vacuum freezer and rutile, because that's how we get titanium. I'm not sure if we should rush titanium. Actually, we can't. We have to do the vacuum freezer first. What am I thinking? So I think the play here is going to be to make the vacuum freezer, because I just said everything seems to be gated by the vacuum freezer. Now this isn't too bad, I don't think. It's pretty standard with a bunch of just random hatches, but we use frost-proof machine casings, which is just a bunch of aluminum, which is functionally free. The controller itself isn't too bad, it's just some HV pumps and a handful of circuits. So I think that's probably what we're going to do next. And that will probably sit up there somewhere, but I'm also a little torn because I think I should probably spend a little bit more time here in HV before I start rushing into EV. But on the other hand, I would really like a rock breaker for that Deepslate. I cannot lie. It seems like we're holding fine. Oh wow, yeah, there's the rest of our EV circuits. Ooh, that feels good to hold in my hand. Oh wow. They're so boxy. Oh, they all stacked into this one. Well, that's lame. Real quick, I suppose we should probably take that off the docket. Good job, us. I'm going to take a little break here, and in between cuts, I'm going to go mining for some rutile via the ilmenite in the end. And when we come back, we'll either have or make a vacuum freezer with the hopes to make titanium. And with titanium, we should be able to enter EV properly. And by that, I mean enter EV for about 2 seconds just to get Deepslate. We can macerate Deepslate into thorium, but I don't really think that's the greatest idea because it takes forever. Like, I guess it would still be passive and we would get a lot of thorium, but I am not sold. I don't know what we would need thorium for, exactly. I don't intend to go nuclear, but, maybe I'll be proven wrong and it'll be like, wow, nuclear jump scare, and I'll need 4 pellets of Californium-235 before I can go make a Philosopher's Stone or something. Is that a hip Project Ozone 3 reference? I don't know if that's true or not. Anyway, I'm just saying words at this point. I'll be back shortly when I have a little bit more to show you. Hello, and welcome back. I've done a bit more thinking about everything, so let's look at the docket once more. I would like HV energy hatches. I feel like this is going to be very important moving forward, and also I would like less hatches to spam. It'll just be nice for things like auto-crafting to just be able to put in 1 hatch and call it a day rather than to put in 2 MVs and have to overclock everything. Then after that we'll get to the vacuum freezer. And I have just realized the quantum bridge is available now that we're in EV. Well, not exactly in EV, but EV adjacent. We'll get to the last of those things later, but for right now let's get those energy hatches. So HV energy hatches are pretty simple. We need a coil, some cable, some chips, and a machine hull. All of these things we've done before. But sodium potassium we have not. Now this one's going to be really tough. It's sodium, and potassium. We're just going to encode a recipe for this. Wow. The only reason I'm not doing this off camera is because I feel like it's a bit too important. Oh, I suppose the coil does take black steel. We have some black steel, but that will be something we have to consider in the future, because I hate making black steel. Albeit I suppose it'll be fine, we'll have the vacuum freezer quite soon. For clarity, the reason I'm saying that it's better with the vacuum freezer is because you have to cool black steel. And normally I've been doing it by just bringing it over here to this chemical bath and putting it in water. But that burns, and I don't like that. Anyway, can I just like make one of these? Oh, I have no L-picks? Did I feel like I remember... Oh, by the way, I got a staff of traveling now. I was getting really tired of having to type /home everywhere. I feel like I remember making L-picks. Oh. I see. Well, it sounds like I need a new cutter. We're just going to be a little quick and dirty with this. We'll just set this here and put in a bunch of water and call it good for right now. Wow, I forgot how annoying that noise is. So we'll get a stack of L-picks in eventually, but for right now I just gotta wait, which is fine. In the meantime, let's look at that vacuum freezer. It's done already. I lied. I actually was about to go set it up, but I didn't have the energy hatches for it. You're starting to see the issue, I'm assuming. So what I think I want to do is I might want to put this over here, because it's not auto-crafting per se, but it is like a passive thing I would like to do with this. What I would like to do is I would like to have a storage bus for forge hot ingots, for all of these hot ingots to go into the vacuum freezer. Because, well, I think literally all of these just go to the vacuum freezer and either by themselves or with something like liquid helium, cool themselves into something we can actually use. We could probably set this up into HV somewhere, and I swear I'm going to put a roof on that, don't worry. But I'm not fully sold on it. Oh, speaking of multi-blocks, I redid sulfuric acid. It's up here now in an LCR. And we also have an export bus exporting all of our diluted sulfuric acid into this distillery here to put into our centralized sulfuric acid storage. So now we can actually have this stuff in a place that's not crazy, and we can also, recycle our diluted sulfuric acid. It also helped clean up the ethylene setup, so now we actually have a buffer for ethylene. This is going to be very nice when we do PVC again properly. At least I think it was PVC. Yes, it was. Okay, good. I think I will put the vacuum freezer up here, actually. We'll have another spot for an LCR right here in case we need it for anything, but for the most part, we're just going to use this as, like, again, what I said earlier with the storage bus for hot ingots. Okay, a lot of effort later. Let's see if we can... Nope, short on stainless steel. This is where a lot of that effort was going. I've been spending a lot of time just micromanaging this blast furnace here. This is also due for an upgrade because, well, this battery buffer sucks, and this thing is so annoying. I have to put in like 16 stainless steel at a time because this just doesn't keep up, because these generators don't keep up. Definitely something worth considering. Now that we're getting more close to centralized power, we could probably actually run a connection from around there. We could probably actually just use a P2P, now that I'm thinking about it. I forgot that P2Ps exist, despite the fact that I've been using them everywhere. Well, I suppose now's a good time to go fix that. Oh wow, yeah, we're netting positive. Okay, what if I turn on more blast furnaces? Still slightly positive. Okay, what's the actual battery looking like? Oh my gosh. Wow, really? Wow. Okay, great. Wow. Well, let's get stainless steel cooking for real. Now, can I make my energy hatch? Very good. Gimme. There we are. Hey, where's my quest? Oh, I gotta check that off. Now we get this. Now we can put this here. And let's add some power to the situation. We'll patch that hole in the wall, don't you worry. So for this, on the import bus, we're going to set a storage bus. Okay, actually, after looking through JEI for a little bit, EMI, I have realized that I'm using the wrong storage bus. I should be using one of these. So this is the good stuff. We can input a tag, so I think forge hot ingot. I think it's like this. I don't really have anything to test with. I guess I can make another batch of black steel. Okay, so let's grab this. Ouch, 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 ouch. And just chuck it in there. And does it do what I want it to? It does not. Oh well. Well, let's figure out what the problem is. Maybe that's my issue. I need to add the slash and an asterisk. So like this. And how about now? Gosh darn it, man. Maybe I forgot the S. Maybe it's hot ingots. Alright, 9th time's the charm. Yippee! It's gone, which means we should be receiving black steel soon. Wow, okay, that was like no time at all. What the heck? 5 seconds? Really? It felt like less. Anyway, let's add the import bus. That will take everything out of this output bus back into our system. And now we have automatically cooling ingots. Very cool. Get it? Okay, so that solves this one and this one. And we'll do more about this stuff later, I think in next episode. But for right now, I would really like to close out with one of my favorite quality of life things ever. The Quantum Bridge card. So this is a powerful little thing you can put in any wireless terminal. And it lets you access your ME system from anywhere, any dimension, anytime. We need 2 singularities for these. And for singularity, we need a matter condenser and a 64K or 256K storage component. We're going to be using a 64K one. So can I just like make this? I need tempered glass, calculation processors, and red alloy plates. That's really easy. I can do that. I've done all those things before. There we are. Let's get going. Oh. Oh no. No. What do you mean I need titanium? And a quantum star? What is a quantum? Radon! No! Oh no. No, you gotta be kidding me. Oh no. So we would need radon, which is distilled ender air, I believe. Yes, that seems like the best way to get it, but also that's an IV recipe. I suppose if we had plutonium, we could do that, but we don't. An EV single block distillery would work. Oh, but that doesn't even solve the fact that we need a nether star, which needs nether star, which needs the 4 blazes. It needs the Blaze Brothers. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, that's very upsetting. I wanted it so bad. Well, I guess we're doing something different. So the reason I'm hesitant to go down the titanium route is because titanium tetrachloride is a capital P process. So to get titanium ingots, you need the hot titanium ingots, which requires magnesium and the titanium tetrachloride. Additionally, we probably want to reprocess the magnesium chloride, because if you sufficiently process this down for the magnesium, the sodium, and the chlorine from the salt, you can get the magnesium back to make more titanium, and you get the chlorine back to make more titanium tetrachloride. Additionally, you can use the carbon monoxide you get from the rutile and carbon to get the carbon back, plus some extra like oxygen or something. Nobody really cares about that. The problem is, we need a chemical reactor for this step, we need an EBF for this step, we need a chemical reactor for this step, we need an electrolyzer for this step, and then we need a whole lot of logistics. I'm not sure if it's worth doing the recycling, because chlorine is free and sodium is free. Magnesium, I'm not sure where we get this. I feel like we get this from something. Oh, okay, we get a small amount of this from the biotite, which would be a lot more renewable once we get to EV. How bad would this be to batch craft for right now? Could I just like put in patterns? That's probably not a good idea. I mean, I guess we could also just do this manually. Well, I've had an LCR I've been meaning to set up, so I should go do that first. The, a manual LCR. So let me go do that real quick with our HV hatches that I forgot to do earlier. I'll be right back. Again. Oh, gosh dang it. Okay, so I think this works. Hopefully. Let's test out by grabbing some of these patterns and trying them in our bright, shiny new big chemical reactor. A large one, if you will. So let's make 16 circuit boards. And let's watch what happens. Oh, I watched it flash in for a second. Yes, do you see? Perfect. So the idea here is we have the pattern provider pushing into this drawer controller, which is hooked up to both of these 2x2s. This should account for any amount of fluids or items we need to put into an LCR. They're pushed into a couple of input hatches and buses that are, behind the drawers here, and come out of these output ones, which are hooked up through these laser nodes back into the pattern provider. And are we done already? Really? That was so fast. Wow. Cool. And I believe that just about clears up the entirety of the groundwork chapter for us. Wow, I didn't think I mean, I guess it makes sense. The vacuum freezer is the kind of the end of it, and the EV circuits, of course. So I guess this is where we're really looking at for the future, or the foreseeable future, rather. Let's see if we can't auto-craft titanium in some variety, or the titanium tetrachloride. Like, we have all of this stuff, I think. Or rather, I think I can get rutile out of this, or something. Thermal centrifuge. Okay, let's go dump a bunch of this into that. Oh my gosh, I forgot I already did. Woo, look at all this stuff. So yeah, I think just for right now, we're just going to awkwardly batchcraft this stuff. And I should probably get a few extra dummy drawers just to hold all the extra chemicals we'll be getting. So let's say I want, how much of this do I get per ingot? I need 1 bucket per ingot. Let's start for 16. Oh, I've just realized. I need multiple fluid hatches. Let me set this up a little bit differently. I didn't consider that multiple fluids could be done in multiple hatches, or rather had to be done in multiple hatches. Oops. Well, it seems to be working. The tetrachloride's coming in. Great! So let's just kind of start the blasting process. So we have an input hatch here, so I think I can put this right in here on circuit 1. Yeah, it looks like it's working. Great! And it should be coming in pretty soon, along with the rest of the stainless steel that I've had cooking for a while. And now that I don't even have to babysit the blast furnace anymore. Ooh, look at that pretty pink ingot. Okay, this one's probably gonna like really burn, but it's a good kind of burn. It's a progressional burn. The kind of burn that gives us pretty pink ingots. I probably need to... Oh, wow, I'm glad a lot of these are just check marks. Okay, cool, great. Is that really it for EV? It's just make the titanium? I mean, I guess that makes sense. Okay. I'm going to process more titanium, I guess. Yeah, why not? Well, while we're letting all that process, I guess we should look more at EV stuff. We need aluminum cables, which is fine. We have, like, a lot of aluminum, actually. Oh, we need PVC sheets for every single aluminum cable? That's upsetting. I mean, I guess it's fine. I mean, it'll be fine. It'll be more fine later. It'll just be better. But it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okay, so I believe I have just enough titanium to get us started with 2 EV machine hulls. We're going to use one of these hulls on a 1 amp energy converter. Oh, right, I forgot machines take parts. Can I do this? Okay, this is turning out to be more of a problem than I thought. EV motors require a whole lot of new things. Canthal wire we've done before, it's Canthal. Titanium we're obviously doing now. Neodymium is brand new, however. We have a few pieces of neodymium, I really couldn't tell you from where. And it takes a humble 3 minutes per ingot in the blast furnace. This is not great. I might be faster with the Canthal coil, but oh, I guess we actually have it at HV, so it's only 1.5 minutes. Wonderful. It's like a lot of titanium. Yeah, this is like fine for right now, but this is not gonna last. This simply cannot last. But that's okay. That's okay. I just want a rock breaker. That's all I want, is a rock breaker. So now we should be able to make this. Very good. At least in a little bit. Here we go. EV rock crusher. Oh, I forgot to grab the actual machine hull. I don't have any more of those, do I? Nope, I do not. Welp, that's okay. We can get that quest later. So we'll plug in a forge hammer right here, exporting to the left. We'll set our rock crusher here, exporting down. So we need power for this. It uses 0.5 amp of EV, so that's about 2 amps of HV. So we could just put a converter right here, or here for that matter. But I think we'll put it here, because we also need fluids on either side of this. So we'll probably put like lava here and water here, and it'll look really silly, but it'll work. So this goes here, inserting energy with a 4 amp cable. Set lava here and quickly block it off. Set a couple handy little framing bits right around here. Let the water in. And if we add Deepslate, it should just work. It is losing power, but does it go all the way down? Because I know the chemical reactor up at the PTFE setup went to about half. Nice. Okay, sweet. This is great. Okay, finally. Now that is fully passive PTFE, I think. And passive Deepslate cleans off our docket. What do you mean? That's what it looked like the whole time. What are you crazy? You think I changed it? What? Why would I do something like that? Anyway, I think that is a wonderful place to end for today. Welcome to Eevee! Everything's purple and pinkish, and I like that. But I think this is also when things start to get really out of hand. Multi-blocks are going to become the norm very soon, and things like large processing lines is going to become very, very commonplace, and I think I'm going to need a lot more space than I've already been giving myself. But that's okay, that's what the Eevee building will be for. Don't ask me what that's gonna look like. Don't ask me these things. I won't tell you because it's a secret. That's what I'm going with. So next time, I don't really know what we're gonna be doing. There's a lot to be doing, really. We could upgrade the blast furnaces, we could start distilling airs, we could try and push for EV energy hatches. Oh dear, perhaps not. Yeah, this is a brand new type of wafer, one that I'm not familiar with, because it has phosphorus, and phosphorus is some whole process, I don't know. I'll worry about that later. Many things to consider, and many things I will be considering. Anyway, I think I've sort of caught a bit more of a stride now. I just, have to maintain that stride. That's always the hard part, right? Anyhow, thank you kindly for watching. I hope to catch you next time when we're doing more stuff. I don't know. You think I understand anything that's going on at this point? There's a bunch of chemicals flying around. I mean, look up behind me. What is this? What is this? Anyway, bye-bye.